Hello students, today we'll look at the reflection and refraction of electromagnetic wave, especially the kinetic properties. In the reflection and refraction of electromagnetic wave, in the boundary of two non-conductive medium, the properties can be divided into two parts. One is the kinetic property and another is the dynamic property. Today we will look at first the kinetic properties. When one electromagnetic wave is passing through the boundary of two non-conductive medium. In the kinetic properties, we'll see four major parameters or four major properties, which are firstly, number one, the frequency of electromagnetic wave or frequency of the reflected, incident and refracted wave are same or unchanged or unaltered after reflection or refraction. The first law that we will try to prove is about the frequency. The second law we will try to prove for electromagnetic wave is that the reflected ray, the incident ray and the refracted ray lie in the same plane and perpendicular to the boundary surface. This is the laws of reflection, laws of reflection and refraction. The third, we will try to prove that in case of reflection, the angle of incidence is exactly equal to the angle of reflection. That is, the theta I will be equals to theta R. And finally, as a fourth law, we will try to prove in the kinetic property that the electromagnetic wave obeys the Snell's law. That is the ratio of sine of the angle of incidence to the angle of refraction will be equals to the refractive index of the medium. The fourth will try to prove the Snell's law. So now let us proceed. First, we are going to consider that there is one electromagnetic wave or electromagnetic ray, and we have to consider one boundary surface. It is incidenting on the boundary of two non-conductive mediums. So let us first construct the problem. Let us consider that the horizontal line is along the x direction and the vertical line is along the z direction. So this is the xz plane, and this is the interface. So the interface, you will consider that this is lying in this plane perpendicular to the plane of the paper, like that. And we are considering that a plane interface at z equals to 0. This is the interface, and this is separating two inhomogeneous mediums which are characterized by epsilon 1 mu 1 and epsilon 2 mu 2. What is epsilon? Epsilon is the permittivity and mu is the permeability of the medium. So for the first medium, if we call this is the first medium, the permittivity and permeability are epsilon 1 and mu 1, and for the second medium, the permittivity and permeability are epsilon 2 and mu 2 respectively. So now we are considering that from the medium 1, I am having one electromagnetic wave. This is one electromagnetic wave incidenting on the interface in this direction, and a part of the ray is being reflected in the first medium and another part of the ray is being refracted in the second medium. Let us consider the wave vector of the incident ray is ki. I for incidence, the wave vector for the reflected ray is kr, and the wave vector for the refracted ray is kt, t for transmission. The angle of incidence is theta I, angle of reflection is theta r, and angle of transmission or angle of refraction is theta t. Is very simple diagram, and now you have to consider the frequencies. Let us consider the angular frequency correspondingly. The angular frequency for the incidence ray is omega I, angular frequency for the reflected ray is omega r, for the transmitted ray it is omega t. So for the first law we have to prove that omega I, omega r and omega t all are equal. So for the incident wave now, what we can write for the incident wave, we can write EI, there is a electromagnetic wave which is incidenting, can be written as E0I into e to the power I ki dot r minus omega I into small t. And also we know that the relationship between E and H, that is k cross E equals to mu omega H, that we know. So from this equation we can write Hi will be equals to k cross E divided by mu omega. So for the incident wave it will be ki cross Ei divided by mu 1 omega I. Why mu 1? Because the incident ray is lying on the first medium. Similarly for reflected ray, we can write Er equals to E0 r e to the power I kr k dot r minus omega r into t, and also we can write Hr, magnetic field component, will be equals to kr cross Er, k cross E divided by mu 1 omega r. But the equation will be a little different for the transmitted ray. Now we are writing for transmitted ray, Et can be written as E0t into e to the power I kt dot r minus omega t into t, and Ht, the magnetic component, will be equals to kt cross Et divided by mu 2 omega t. Why mu 2? Because the transmitted ray is in the second medium. Now from the continuity of tangential component of electric field, we can write from continuity of tangential component of electric field we can write, we know that the tangential component of electric field is continuous in the boundary and the normal component of magnetic field is continuous along the boundary. So we are first considering the tangential component of electric field, and from the tangential component, from the continuity equation, we can write EI, its tangential component, tan, plus ER, its tangential component, will be equals to ET, its tangential component. So if you consider only the tangential component for the incident ray, reflected ray and the transmitted ray, from this equation there is a EI stands for this one, ER stands for this one, and ET stands for this one. So from these three equations I can write now E0I, its tangential component into e to the power I ki dot r minus omega I into t plus E0r, its tangential component into e to the power I kr dot r minus omega r into t will be equals to E0t, its tangential component into e to the power I kt dot r minus omega t into t. This is very simplified version, only mathematics. We are just considering the continuity of the tangential part of the electric field. And now this equation is true for all the values of x, y, z and t at the boundary, and this is satisfied for any space and time variance. So equating the time varying component, we can write in the next page. I am continuing equating the time varying component only the time varying component I will consider. Time varying component here is omega I into t, here it is omega r into t, and here it is omega t into t. As I told, this equation is valid for all space-time variance and it is true for all values of x, y, z and t. So we are equating only the time varying component, that is this one, that one and this one. Equating the time varying component, we can write directly omega I into t will be equals to omega r into t will be equals to omega t into t. So as t not equals to 0, we can write omega I will be equals to omega r will be equals to omega t. Now if we consider only the frequency from the angular frequency, we can write f of I will be equals to f of r will be equals to f of t. That is, the frequency of the incident wave, frequency of the reflected wave and frequency of the transmitted or refracted wave are same. So the first law of reflection or refraction is hence proved. Now we will be moving towards equating the space varying component. On the previous equation, now we are trying to equate the space varying component. So the space varying component is, if I show you the equation again, you can check it out. In the previous equation, as we have written this equation, in this equation we have already equated the time varying component. Now we are going to equate the space varying component. This is the space varying component, this is the space varying component, and this is the space varying component. So we can write ki dot r at z equals to 0 at the interface, kr dot r at z equals to 0 and kt dot r at z equals to 0 are equal. So we are writing equating the space varying component ki dot r at z equals to 0 will be equals to kr dot r at z equals to 0 equals to kt dot r at z equals to 0. Now you can consider, for the first one I am considering ki, vector ki can be written as I ki into x plus j k I y plus k I z. These are the unit vectors I j k, and r can be written as ix plus jy plus kz. So for the first term, if you take the dot product of ki dot r, the term remaining will be x ki x plus y ki y, because we have already considered z equals to 0. It is on the interface at z equals to 0. Similarly, for the next term from this equation, the next term kr dot r, you can write x kr x plus y kr y. From the third term you can write x kt x plus y kt y. I hope you are getting it. So now I am equating the coefficients of x and y both the sides. Equating the coefficients x and y both the sides, we can write, so it is the x component and x component. So equating the coefficient, you can write ki x will be equals to kr x will be equals to k tx, and equating the y component, you can write ki y will be equals to kr y will be equals to kt y. Got it? It's very simple, only mathematics, and very simple mathematics. Now let us proceed. We will now try to prove the law of frequency, that is the reflected ray and the refracted ray, transmitted ray lies in the same plane and normal to the boundary surface. So now we are considering that, let us assume the incident beam lies in the xz plane. That we have already considered the picture like that. It was x and it was z, and interface was at z equals to 0. This was the interface. The electromagnetic wave was coming in this direction, was getting reflected in this direction. A part of that was getting transmitted in the second medium. This was the first medium and this was the second medium, and z equals to 0, this was the interface. So what we are assuming now, we are considering now that the incident beam lies on xz plane. This is the xz plane, this plane is the xz plane, and this is the boundary, normal to the surface, normal to the plane. So we are considering now, for simplicity of understanding, that the incident ray is on the xz plane. If it is in the xz plane, from this equation, look at this equation and that equation. In these two equations that we have produced just now, if you consider it is on the xz plane, the y component, that is kiy, y component of the incident ray will get vanished. This will be 0. That is kiy, this will be equals to 0. But kix not equals to 0 and ki z not equals to 0. Only the y component of the incident ray will be 0, because we are considering by force that is the incident ray lies in the xz plane. So if kiy equals to 0, look at this equation. I can write now kiy KRY equals to 0 and KTY will also be equals to 0. These two also equals to 0 as this one is 0. So what can we conclude? KRY is the wave vector of the reflected ray and KT is the wave vector of the transmitted ray. These are not also having the Y component. So the propagation vector associated with the reflected and transmitted beam have no Y component. If they are not having any Y component, they also will lie in the XZ plane. Yes or not? The reflected ray and the transmitted ray, they have lost their Y component as the incident ray was lying on the XZ plane. Understood? So we can conclude that the transmitted ray and the reflected ray, they also lie in the XZ plane. Already we have considered the incident beam is lying in the XZ plane. Now we are getting that the reflected ray and the transmitted ray, this one, the reflected ray and the transmitted ray, they are also lying in the XZ plane. So this is the law of coplanarity, that all the three rays are lying in the same plane. Again, the normal drawn on the interface, okay, will lie in the XY plane. Try to understand. This is the interface. The interface will look like that. If I draw any normal, and what will be the plane of the interface? The plane of the interface, we can call the plane of interface as XY plane. So if you consider this is the XY plane, you draw any normal on the XY plane, this will lie on the XZ plane. So now we can conclude that the incident ray, reflected ray, transmitted ray and the normal drawn on the surface lies in the same plane. So this is the second law of the reflection, hence proved. Now we are moving forward. We are now trying to generate the Snell's law and show that the angle of incidence will be equal to the angle of reflection in case of incidence of electromagnetic wave in the interface of two non-conductive medium. Remember, before some time just we got one equation where we have written that at z equals to 0, equating the space varying component, we wrote ki dot r at z equals to 0 will be equals to k r dot r at z equals to 0 will be equals to kt dot r at z equals to 0. Just before some time we wrote this equation equating the space varying component. Now we are considering that I am again drawing the diagram for simplicity of understanding. This is the x-axis, this is z-axis, this was our diagram, this is ki and this was kr, this was kt, this was theta I, this was theta r and this was theta t. Try and understand this diagram carefully and try to reproduce the value of ki dot r. Ki dot r, vector multiplication, so we can write it as ki, then the value of r along this axis, along this line, the value of r can be written as x sin theta I plus z cos of theta I. Try to understand this one. I have considered the positive x direction and this is negative x direction. This is positive z direction, this is negative z direction. So if you resolve r into two components, how r can be written? R can be written as x sin theta I and z cos theta I. X component I am resolving it into the x component and the z component. So this is the vector. This will be resolved into two components. One component will be x sin I, another component will be z cos theta I. Similarly, kr dot r, the reflected ray, look, these are in opposite direction. So this can be written as kr into x sin theta r minus z cos of theta r. Why minus? Because now the z component is in opposite direction, this direction, negative z axis, when you are resolving this kr dot r. Similarly, kt dot r, this can be written as kt into x sin theta t plus z cos of theta t. Now see, you have already written that this will be continuous. The space varying component will be continuous at the interface at z equals to 0. So if you put now z equals to 0 from this equation and that equation, from this and that, you are equating this part and that part for z equals to 0. So z equals to 0, this will cancel and that will cancel. So we can write ki x sin theta I will be equals to kr into x sin theta r. X not equals to 0, so we can write sin theta I divided by sin theta r, that will be equals to kr divided by ki. That can be written as, you know that v equals to omega by k. So k can be written, kr, that can be written as omega by Vr divided by omega by Vi. So this can be written as Vi divided by Vr. That is the ratio of the velocities of the incident ray divided by the reflected ray. Now see, the incident ray and reflected ray both are lying in the same medium. This is the interface. Z equals to 0 is the interface. This is the second medium. As both are lying in the same medium, so the velocities of the waves will be same. So this will be equals to 1. Now we can write sine of theta I will be equals to sine of theta r. So we can write theta I equals to theta r. Another law of reflection, that is the angle of incidence will be equals to the angle of reflection. Now we will try to prove Snell's law. Now we are again considering this equation for the incident ray and the transmitted ray. Okay, at z equals to 0. So I am equating this to that one. Now see, at z equals to 0, this component will vanish and this component will vanish. So from these two equations, from this one and that one, we can write ki sin theta I will be equals to kt sin theta t. You can write x both the sides, but x will cancel out as it is not equals to 0. So you can write the ratio of sin theta I divided by sin of theta t, that will be equals to kt divided by ki. So this can be written as omega by Vt divided by omega by Vi. So this can be written as Vi divided by Vt. But the velocities of the waves in the two mediums, this is the incident ray, this is the transmitted ray, both are traveling in different mediums. As these are traveling in different mediums, the velocities or the ratio of velocity will not be equals to 1. So Vt and Vi, that can be written as C by Ni or eta I, or C by Nt or eta t. What is N or eta? Whatever you call it, it is the refractive index of the mediums. So you can write sine of theta I divided by sine of theta r, that will be equals to Nt divided by Ni or eta t divided by eta I. That is the refractive index of the medium or relative refractive index, and this is Snell's law. So we have successfully proved of all the kinetic properties of electromagnetic wave when the electromagnetic wave is incidenting on the interface of two non-conductive mediums, and we have proved the four kinetic properties of the electromagnetic waves, the laws of diffraction. There is a frequency of the incident ray, reflected ray and refracted ray remains unchanged after reflection or refraction. Secondly, we have proved that the law of coplanarity, that is the incident ray, reflected ray and transmitted ray and the normal drawn on the surface lies in the same plane. Thirdly, we have proved that angle of incidence equals to angle of reflection. Fourthly, we have proved the ratio of the angle of incidence to the angle of transmission. This is written wrongly. This is theta t. This will be equals to theta t. Remind me if I have made any mistake. This is theta t. The ratio of the sine of theta I divided by sine of theta t, that sine of the angle of incidence divided by sine of the angle of transmission or refraction will be equals to the relative refractive index of the mediums. This is Lenz law. So in the next video we will continue this one with the dynamic properties. In the dynamic properties we will consider that the wave vector is perpendicular to the interface, and again we will consider it is normal to the interface, or it is lying on the plane of the interface, or it is perpendicular to the plane of the interface. We will consider the normal incidence, we will consider the oblique incidence, and we will try to look out the probabilities of polarization, etc. from the dynamic properties in the second video or follow-up video. Thank you for your attention.